This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It is what we do. Good morning. Nonstop News starts right now. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday, my friend.
Happy Monday, yeah.
We are the only station in town commercial free for the next 15 minutes.
We have you covered this morning, including a look at traffic with Joy and, of course, a look at your weather with Jeannette. Good morning, Jeannette.
Good morning. Happy Monday. And weather-wise, not too bad this morning. We are seeing some cloud cover, but the clouds will only hang out until mid-morning. And there's no precipitation coming from the clouds. Dry skies all across south central Texas. It was nice to see some rain over the weekend. This afternoon, we may see a shower in spots, but very isolated, if anything. Most of the day, most of the area will be dry. Let's take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. Pretty cloudy until 8, mostly cloudy mid-morning, then looking partly sunny before it becomes mostly sunny. At noon, we'll be up to about 90 degrees. This afternoon, topping out at 96 or 97. Heat index temperature, though, slightly over 100 degrees. No heat advisories, no heat warnings, but just know that you have to listen to your body if you are going to be outside. 20% rain chance, 10-20% rain chance between 3 and 7 p.m. It's going to get hotter, possibly more triple-digit heat. We'll take a look at your extended forecast zone by zone coming up in under 10 minutes.
Okay, you're gonna like this. Take a look at I-35 here behind me. It's a live picture just outside Loop 1604, and it is looking a lot better than when we started this morning. We have all lanes back open now. Again, as you're approaching Loop 1604, we had closures in both the north and southbound lanes, but it was the southbound lanes that were sticking with us. Now, no delay in that area. Let's see how long we can keep it that way. Downtown, we do have a little bit of the opposite happening. Some construction in the northbound lanes of I-35 at South Alamo Street. That's still shut down, and now the delay behind that is actually going up a little bit, so we're now above a 5-minute delay there. We'll keep a close eye on that and the rest of San Antonio for you right here with your on-time traffic.
Well, back at the live desk, we are following some breaking news out of Georgia. Police are investigating a mass shooting in Atlanta they say happened early this morning. At least one person was killed and 10 people were hurt. Authorities not releasing many details on how the shooting unfolded and could not confirm if there were multiple shooters, but they did say the suspect or suspects could have fled on foot. The age range of the victims ranges from 18 to 29 years old. That is the latest from the live desk.
Thank you, Emma. In just a few hours, the Kerr County Commissioner's Office will meet to discuss several things, including budget talks regarding the deadly 4th of July flooding. According to their agenda, commissioners will consider, discuss, and take appropriate action following updates on the status of recovery efforts.
Also happening today, Kerr County is easing up on its burn ban, but only in some areas. Folks who live outside the flood zone will be allowed to once again burn, but if you're living along the Guadalupe River, that ban will remain in effect. Meanwhile, debris pickup is underway. This is happening on city and county roads. Authorities are asking, though, residents there to separate things like branches, brush, leaves, all of that, separate that from the other damaged items.
Families in Kerr County who lost everything in the July 4th floods are getting a second chance because of a nonprofit that delivers homes on wheels. Emergency RV, founded by Woody and Luna Faircloth, have given out more than 300 RVs to disaster victims from North Carolina and now in the Hill Country. The group relies on donated RVs from travel trailers to fifth wheels, all hoping to get families back on their feet.
This is the third one we've donated down here. We've got another one being delivered to a single mom with 4 kids. We've got a donor who just committed to donating 8 RVs to families here.
Faircloth says there are currently 48 people on their wait list, and they are always accepting RV donations that are in good working order.
The Hill Country was the hardest hit across central Texas. In Kerr County, 108 people died, 37 were children, and again, 2 people are still missing.
More than 80 members of a Colorado task force are now back home after they spent the last few weeks looking for flood survivors across the state of Texas. After weeks on the road in Texas, the team is back in Denver. Some of the members say the deployment was challenging, but they had to come together to help communities in need. One of the team leads is Brandon Garcia. He says most of them were up at 4 in the morning to start looking. Although he's proud of the team, he says the return is bittersweet, knowing they couldn't find everyone.
It's a great job in everything that we did and the purpose that we went with. It's a double-edged sword for each and every one of us because we wanted to accomplish and be able to find every last person.
The challenges for the team didn't just come from the daily demands, but also being up close to tragedy. On the return home, they stopped at the Texas Flood Memorial Wall in Kerrville. They say this was a moment of reflection and the beginning of their healing process.
We're about 15 minutes now from 7 a.m. The flood relief efforts continued in Kerrville last night. A barbecue event held to raise money for folks that was held in Helotes.
News 4 San Antonio's Christina De Leon joins us now live from Kerr County with that exactly what was planned for today. Good morning, Christina.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. That's right. Basically, all that money raised is going to go right back here to the folks who lost everything in Kerrville. Last night's event brought out several people with basically having that same mission in mind. There were several bands and volunteers that took their time out basically at the Stetson Dance Hall in Helotes, and plenty of people showed up for that barbecue plate sale. All again with that same mission in mind, and that was to raise money for those affected most by the Kerrville floods. Organizers wanted those donations to go straight to those families.
And Texas just really came together. Nobody else does it like we do. Nobody else does it like our community. And we're just so blessed to have Izzy spark this in us and say, hey, what do you think about? And everybody without hesitation jumped in. I mean, like you said, 10 barbecue teams. We've got bands playing all night, volunteers, hundreds of volunteers. It's been a blessing to watch it all happen.
Yeah, organizers like Crystal there, they say they're very, very happy with the turnout. You can see there from last night's event. They say that, again, that money raised coming right back here to the Kerrville community and those who lost the most. Reporting live in Kerrville, I'm Christina De Leon. We will send it back to you.
We will continue to follow all the angles of the Hill Country flooding disaster. You can find our coverage on our social media pages, our website, and always on the News 4 app. Well, today, Congressman Greg Gassar is holding a press conference discussing immigration issues in South Texas.
That's right. News 4 San Antonio's Tony Davis is live right now with how he wants to hold state and federal leaders accountable. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. Congressman Greg Gassar wants to discuss his own latest efforts by holding President Donald Trump and Texas Governor Greg Abbott accountable regarding immigration policy. Now, he also wants to touch base on conduct oversight and advocate for immigration communities. Now, Congressman Gassar has previously been outspoken about the topic. Since the start of immigration raids, he said it has now become more important to know your basic rights. The congressman says he and other members of Congress believe we should not be villainizing immigrants, but protecting the equal rights of all people. Instead of picking on people who are trying to go about their daily life, Gassar emphasized the importance of making things more safe and fair. Now, Gassar's press conference is later this morning at 10 a.m., and we will bring you updates on what he says on air and online. Reporting live, I'm Tony Davis. Back to you.
Thank you, Tony. Republican Congressman Thomas Massie is doubling down on his push for the Epstein file release. Here he is on NBC Sunday.
The release of the Epstein files is emblematic of what Trump ran for and why he got the populist vote. Frankly, it wasn't until just recently that I realized that people who were allegedly working on this weren't sincere in their efforts.
Massie co-sponsored a bill with Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna calling on the Justice Department to release details of its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Massie hopes to bypass House leadership and force a vote on the measure, but that'll require signatures from 218 representatives. In the meantime, House Speaker Mike Johnson is calling the effort reckless.
We are also insisting upon the protection of innocent victims. And our concern is that the Massie and Khanna discharge petition is reckless in the way that it is drafted and presented. It does not adequately include those protections.
Johnson last week dismissed House lawmakers early for their August recess. They're expected back September 2nd.
Well, the Justice Department is reportedly granting immunity to Jeffrey Epstein's associate Ghislaine Maxwell ahead of her questioning that's happening this weekend. Several news outlets citing anonymous sources say the limited form of immunity guarantees Maxwell's interview with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche would not be used against her in the future. On the 26th, President Trump suggested he could offer clemency to Maxwell, who was also convicted on sex trafficking charges.
Scary moments for passengers on an American Airlines flight out of Denver. They were forced to slide off the plane surrounded by smoke on the runway. Video shows fire and smoke from under this American Airlines plane as 173 passengers and 6 crew on board were forced to evacuate using all of the plane's emergency slides. Watch as one passenger falls, another one with luggage in hand appearing to slip with a child all in his arms. All the alarms were blaring on the runway. Another video recording that appears to be a tire coming off the plane. A passenger says the plane was speeding up before takeoff.
Well, when I heard the boom, I knew something was wrong. It was a loud noise from under a plane. I knew something serious just happened. As soon as I heard the boom, he started braking because we were speeding up at the moment.
American Airlines says one passenger was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The FAA says they're still investigating.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
Be a long time before I got on a flight again if that happened.
Yes, that's so scary.
I can't even imagine that.
Oh my goodness. Hey, weather-wise, not too bad. Highs will be near normal. Humidity will make it feel hotter, but it does look like it will get even hotter tomorrow on Wednesday, possibly triple digits by Wednesday.
Well, here, because August is here.
Yeah, it's right around that time, right? There is a slight rain chance this afternoon. We saw some rain this weekend, and with still some lingering tropical moisture plus the heating of the day and the sea breeze, there could be a pop-up shower. That's mainly along and east of I-35 and way out west along the Rio Grande, and we're talking between 3 and 7. But this morning, no issues. It is cloudy. Temperatures are in the 70s, 75 right now in San Antonio. In Bernie at 73, closer to Canyon Lake, and New Braunfels 74, 75. Let's take you through the day. So the clouds will hang out until mid-morning. It'll be rather cloudy until 8 or 9. Then we'll see gradual clearing, partly to mostly sunny for the rest of the day. Temperatures in the 90s, 90 at noon. By the middle of the afternoon, 95, and then topping out at 97 degrees. Again, isolated rain chance today. Not everyone will see the rain. The heat dome, that's the weather maker that will move in and bring us hotter conditions for Tuesday and especially Wednesday. Looks like triple digit heat is likely Wednesday. And then this weekend, this upcoming weekend, first weekend of August, rain chances coming back. Speaking of which, this precipitable water map is showing you just some lingering moisture that's in place across portions of Texas and the deep south. A lot more moisture up across the Tennessee Valley. Drier, though, from far west Texas towards the desert southwest. We're seeing dry skies at the moment across the state, but again, between 3 and 7 is when we could see a shower. Showers and storms up across portions of the upper Midwest. Another area of rain there from Montana moving into North Dakota. The heat dome is positioned across the deep south, but it'll gradually move to the west. And notice that's going to dominate a good chunk of the country as it moves closer to the state, especially on Wednesday, moving right over Texas on Wednesday. That is going to bring us the hotter conditions because it's going to trap the heat over the region. It'll back off later in the week, and it looks like a disturbance will be coming in once that ridge moves away later in the week going into the weekend. And this is going to bring more clouds Thursday and Friday, and then we'll see that rain chance around Saturday and Sunday. At the moment, going with a slight rain chance. If that changes, we'll let you know. Around 4, 5, 6 p.m. along and east of I-35, a shower or two. That is also the case from Del Rio to Eagle Pass, otherwise partly to mostly sunny. As the heat dome moves in, that upper level ridge, it'll be drier for Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll see more sunshine, and that's why it's going to get hotter. Right now, live look outside, it is 76 and cloudy. Dew point temperature at 74. At noon, we'll be up to about 90 degrees, as I mentioned, and then up to 97 by 5 p.m. But with the humidity heat index as high as 101. Tuesday, Wednesday, 98, 99. Tomorrow, 100 Wednesday with more clouds. Thursday and Friday not as hot, and 10% rain chance Friday, but a 20% rain chance over the weekend. Looks like highs this weekend will be in the mid 90s. In the western zone, triple digits mid to late week. The hill country highs in the mid 90s through the week. 30% rain chance there Saturday, and in the eastern zone, slight rain chances by the end of the week into the weekend.
All right, so we finally get to move on from I-35 on the northeast side. Now we're shifting our focus to I-35 downtown. This is that closure in the northbound lanes that I've been talking about all morning and really for the past couple of months. This is as you're approaching Laredo Street or South Alamo Street. There's the traffic that is now built behind it this morning, up to about a 5 to 10 minute delay. This is the only delay that we are left with now as we approach the 7 a.m. hour. Rest of San Antonio, not too bad. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
Wow, look at that. All kinds of green. All right, Joy, thank you. One final look at the morning headlines before we leave.
Surfing probably isn't the first thing you think of when you think of dogs. Well, think again. On the south coast of England this weekend, canine surfers took to the waters of Branksome Beach to try to set 2 new world records. Their owners wanted their pets to take home top prizes in the categories of human and dog paddleboard sprints, and the most dogs on a giant paddleboard.
Oh, look at that. How do they get them to stay? I don't understand. Tampa, Florida, by the way, made history after the city hit triple digits for the first time ever. It's a crazy story. Apparently, weathers started being recorded 135 years ago. The previous record in Tampa was 99 degrees, set in the summer of 2020. According to the National Weather Service, Tampa usually does not hit high temperatures because of the sea breeze or high winds. The heat is expected to continue throughout the week, with temperatures possibly reaching 110. So they don't do 100, and then all of a sudden now they're 110.
Yeah, I
know you don't believe it.
I don't believe that. And anyway, American adults are spending about half of their day online, whether it's for work or for play. That's according to a new poll by Optimum, a product management company. They found on average people in the United States spend more than 10 hours a day using the internet. Nearly 80% of those polled said they use the web to browse or pay bills, 73% to look at social media, and 72% to shop online.
That's kind of the world we live in, though, right?
It is.
I mean, everything's online.
Well, and I find when I'm on vacation, I don't deal with my phone at all.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I really don't. I mean, I use it for pictures.
I was on vacation and somebody just kept texting me and texting me and texting me.
I wonder who that is. Have a great day.